Hey, it's Adam, Avalon Auto, Alpharetta, Georgia, AvalonAutoAtlanta.com. Next up, 2004 Lexus GX470, 150,000 miles, silver pine with the gray interior. This is a one-owner unit out of Texas. Plano, Texas, its entire life, pretty much dealer serviced its entire life. Carfax, something about Texas, a lot of these places don't report. But you've got Lexus drivers or Lexus owner site that does have excellent documentation of service history at the dealerships it was at in Texas. So timing was done at 92,000 miles. It's got 150 on it now, so still has some life left on it. Does have a full class 4 tow hitch on it. Does have third row seats. If you look at the Lexus driver's records, the last record, I knew it, the horns weren't working. There was some electronic shit going on with this thing. It had a bunch of aftermarket electronics, DVD, third row wireless system from 2004. So it was, 20 plus years old. Backup camera currently is not working. It's an aftermarket camera that is not wired into the factory head unit. Apparently there was some aftermarket head unit in there before. Lexus removed it, trying to figure out some kind of audio issue. The audio issue ended up being the amplifier. I replaced the head unit or the radio unit because the symptoms seemed more radio than amp, but same thing, so I ended up replacing the amp. So amp, now everything works. I do still have to replace the 2 front door speakers with DS18s. They are blown out like every Mark Levinson that's 20 plus years old. But this thing's got great bones to it. I mean, the frame is spotless. I haven't done a lot of the things I normally do because it's already very, very clean. So these headlights are original. Of course, we wet sanded, polished them, but I did not change them out for the sports. These are in great shape. This one's got a little bit of heat damage right in the middle, but I mean, the lens itself is in great shape. We can change them out if need be. This thing came with some near new Michelins on it. Still has the little rubber knobs on it. All the way around. The undercarriage, it does have some scratching. These side steps we take off, 60% of the time, but undercarriage is spotless. Seats are actually in great shape too. They have typical discoloration, but there is no separating, no tears. This original leather is in great shape, so we did not recover it. The dash had already been changed back in 2017 at a Lexus dealership. It did come with one key and the card key. I did make an extra key for it. The navigation drive under the passenger seat is currently not working. I do not fix those. They are not worth fixing. The factory navigation system is completely obsolete at this point. It just doesn't work properly. Maps are not updated. It takes forever to type in an address. So there are many aftermarket CarPlay options, or if you want to convert this to non-nav or do a Tias CC3, I've heard great reviews on that, or the Tesla Phoenix unit. Otherwise, get a nice phone mount because the factory nav is garbage anyways. Does have the wheel lock key in the glove box, heated seats, air suspension, which is still intact and has been serviced, replaced, I want to say fairly recently on the Lexus driver's notes. Still has the factory airbags in there. So interior is in great shape. Seats I did not have to recover. We didn't have to do timing. We did do valve cover gaskets, spark plugs, PCV valve, just because valve covers needed done, so we do the others whenever we do that job. Front right wheel hub assembly, wheel bearing was making noise, so we went ahead and replaced that whole assembly with the OEM assembly. Back seats in great shape. One other thing to note, and I did make a video on this, the sunroof does not work. Cables are bad. It was completely gunked up, but still is not working. I did remove the glass, cleared the drains, resolved any water leaks, so it's fine. It should not, leak again in the future. But I did make a video on how to clean drains when the sunroof's not leaking, where you have to actually remove the glass to do that, which it had a ton of buildup in there. But these sunroofs, I used to replace the whole cassette assemblies. Over the last year, the availability of a good working used cassette assembly is slim to none. So I'm not replacing them anymore. I did get a cable guide set up, but that looks extremely labor intensive and I'm not doing it. Anyway, so back seats in great shape. Carpets are in good shape. I do have some cut to fit Michelin all-weather mats I'm going to throw up in the front. I don't know if these, I don't remember if they weren't here or if the detailer didn't give them back. But again, passenger seat, again, standard discoloration for these gray seats. But there's no rips, no tears, no seam separations, no stitching issues. The armrests look fantastic. Actually, got to check my notes to see if maybe I did recover these armrests, because I've had this one for a while. It is mid-August, I think August 23rd today. I bought this one back in June, but the audio issue threw me off. I kind of let it sit for a little while I was ordering parts and getting stuff shipped from overseas. But the bones on this thing are great. So great frame, great mechanicals. If you want some other things done, you know, belt moldings are fine. There was no need to replace them. No evidence of water leaks in the back. So typically I do seats, because typically at this age they're all torn up. These were not. Typically I do headlights, because they're typically all messed up. So I did replace these hood struts. And then there was also a video on rodent stuff. We did clean this engine bay very well. It did have a squirrel, you know, housed up in here at some point, but there was no damage from that. So everything's good. We did replace the horns. There was some electrical issue going on with that, but those have been replaced. Again, timing was done at 92,000. This is a good base for a build if you want to go that route. Otherwise, it is, let me see, I took my watch off. I was changing bulbs on this thing. Yeah, it is Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. 04 Silver Pine. Just starting to rain. So I'm gonna get this thing back inside. But 150,000 miles. Drives fantastic. I mean, brand new Michelin, so that's always a plus. But I still got to send it into one more stop. I'm hearing a little chirp from the ABS possibly, so we may end up replacing that. So it may be another couple days before it's up for sale. I've got to send it into the shop and try a bleed and see if that resolves, but most likely we'll replace that pump. You hear that? It's intermittent, but it ain't right. So we're gonna probably fix that too, or will fix that too. Yep, ABS pump, gonna go inside and order one. But very common on these 04s. I've had to replace probably 4 in the last 6 months. It is what it is, but we'll get that remedied. So fully serviced, all the bugs resolved, except for DVD, map DVD. We ain't fixing that. Adam with Avalon Auto, have a great day.